teammates, other college players. Nolan Schubert might see some time in the outfield, but what are you seeing on him as he gets rolling here in his first full season?
Yeah, I mean, Nolan, it was, a guy that we knew was a big-time power threat in college at Oklahoma State. It was great to get the chance to see him get out a little bit to Lynchburg last year and be part of the group that got out and helped them kind of bring that championship in last year. Really kind of a leader, helped that group gel, but also a guy, similar to Jace, big physical presence that kind of immediately jumps out when you see him, but really dynamic offensive profile, a guy who has really standout bat speed, but also a great decision maker. He knows what he's looking for in the batter's box. He's going to get his pitch to hit. Also a guy that can play a couple different positions, to your point, has some experience at first base going back to his high school days in Michigan, maybe saw a little bit more time in the outfield throughout his college career, and then we got the chance to kind of see him do a little bit of both last year at Lynchburg, and he's a guy that may continue to profile at both positions. His versatility, his comfort at both is definitely a plus, but he's also a guy that our staff has noted he's really impressive to work with. Like we talked about, leader, worker, really values a lot of the little things, and I think we'll see him continue to get better, and just excited for him to get a first full season after a great taste of pro ball last year.
Another player, someone who's been in the system for a little bit, and we've been talking about a lot of the recently drafted players, but Jason Churio, I know had some injury issues along the way, but when he has been able to play over a consistent period of time, there's a lot to like there. And what are you seeing from him as he starts at Lake County?
Yeah, I mean, Jason's obviously a really talented young player. We feel the sky's the limit for him. To your point, a little bit banged up last year, and as a result, maybe the on-field results weren't exactly what either we or he would have maybe been looking for, but I think it was a great learning experience. He's still really young and has shown a ton of growth from that experience. We got the chance to see him go out and play winter ball over the offseason, and it was a really positive experience for him, getting the chance to see the player that we all know he can be, seeing him play really quality center field, get on base a ton, steal bases. There's so much that he can do on the field. But one of the things, too, that stands out in just getting the chance to be around him and see him interact with our guys in our group is he's an awesome team-first player. I mean, he is a guy, he loves the game. He lifts the guys up around him. Even just the other day in our spring breakout game, getting the chance to see him in the dugout and the way that he's cheering on guys, and just an awesome team player, great human being, and just we're really excited to see what he can do in a healthy season here.
That's Assistant Director of Player Development, Will Huntington, and we will have much more with Will on Guardians Weekly this weekend. Stay tuned. More to come after this.
Bundling your home and auto with Progressive could help you save without sacrificing quality. It's the smart thing to do. And as a hockey fan, you always know the smart thing to do.
Shoot the puck!
And you let the players know it.
Shoot the puck!
All game.
Shoot it! Come on, shoot!
And sometimes even after.
Man, rough game, huh?
Yeah, they should have shot the puck.
So bundle your home and auto with Progressive. It's the smart thing to do. But you already knew that. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Our yoga instructor challenged us to find inner peace. I found it faster than anyone. After 4 seconds, I stood up and screamed, "I found Nirvana! I win!" They asked me to leave. I guess they don't respect winning. Bet365 does, though. New customers get $200 in bonus bets just for betting $10. Namaste, losers. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
At Cleveland Clinic, bettering lives is what you live for. You treat setbacks as a chance to come back stronger. You search for solutions inside and out. And you create new ways to keep moving forward. Because managing a condition is a win worth celebrating. For every care in the world, Cleveland Clinic.
Welcome Welcome back to the Bet365 Guardians warm-up show. Time now to check in on our pregame weather forecast from our friends at WKYC. It's presented by Shores and Islands, Ohio.
Rain and rumbles will be moving out overnight, leaving us with areas of fog to develop by the daybreak hours as temperatures drop back into the low 50s. Through the day, expect a mix of clouds and sunshine with high temperatures in the 50s along the lakeshore, 60s inland, and 70s far south of Cleveland. We'll be in the mid-70s with more rain and storms Saturday. In the 3 News Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Betsy Kling.
There you go, that time of year in Northeast Ohio for sure. When we come back, it's the Bank Manager Show next.
Hi again, everybody, with Cleveland manager Stephen Vogt. This is Tom Hamilton. Welcome. It's the Manager Show, and it's brought to you by KeyBank. Cleveland back home after the trip to Atlanta and St. Louis. And the one thing about you, voter, there is nobody more positive in the game of baseball than you. But there's also nobody more honest. You weren't happy with how your club played yesterday.
No, it was a tough road trip. It was. I mean, we didn't play at our best, and I just felt like yesterday we didn't come out with any kind of life, any kind of energy in any aspect, whether that's pitching, defense, hitting, base running. I just felt like we were lifeless, and it felt like I needed to say that. I felt like I needed to get that out and have everybody talk about it. And, you know, you see it. We're happy to be home. We could not wait to get off of that road trip back in Cleveland in front of our fans, and the boys showed up with a lot of energy today.
Well, and we know that in a 6-month grind, there are simply going to be games like that. You know it as a player, and the key is not to have many of them. Are you of that belief that you're going to win 50, you're going to lose 50, and it's how you handle the other 62?
Yeah, I think so. Every team's going to have, I call it 60 and 60, and it's what you do with the last 42.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever. My math's probably way off with that. That's okay. But, you know, I think every team, you know, you end up with 60 wins, and then you end up with 60 losses. What are you going to do with those games, those 12, 15 games in St. Louis? And I think that's really what, you know, kind of grinded all of us yesterday. We kind of let the night before affect us, and then the early start with some weather. There's a lot of factors that went into it, and let's never have a game like that again.
All right, now you turn your attention to a really good Baltimore Orioles team. My goodness, they went out and added some thump here in the offseason. And anybody that's got Pete Alonso at first base, they've got themselves an impact player.
Yeah, these guys can hit. They can hit the ball hard. They got some good arms. we got our work cut out for us. They're a good team. And we know that, their manager's an okay person. So we got our work cut out for us in the next 4 days.
What has your advanced reports told you much about them to this point?
There's some swing and miss. We can strike them out. We got to put pressure on them defensively. They can make some mistakes defensively, and we just have to play clean baseball. If we play clean baseball and we're throwing strikes, I like our chances.
I don't know if it's fair to say this about Parker Messick, but you weren't here. You were still playing. But when Corey Kluber was in his heyday here, you were kind of like, every fifth day, you've got that one, or you almost assume you do. Same with CC Sabathia and some of the other guys that have pitched here. Is it too soon, or is it fair to say that about Parker Messick?
I don't know if it's fair yet, but he's kind of earned it. I mean, it's 10 starts in, so you don't know what's going to happen, but Parker's really proven that he's going to go out and be himself. And we've seen it on nights where maybe he doesn't have his best stuff. He still goes out and competes and gives us a chance to win. So maybe those comparisons aren't quite fair yet, Hammy, but they're not as far-fetched as maybe what you're saying.
How is he able to get to this point so quickly in what has he had, a dozen major league starts?
Yeah, something like that. But I think he's convicted in who he is. He's convicted in what makes him great. And what makes him great is getting down that mound fast and attacking the zone with all of his pitches. When you throw strikes and you're throwing in the zone, you cannot – big leaguers don't just expand the zone. The ones that do is because you're attacking the strike zone. He lives in good counts. He's throwing strikes. He's getting down the mound. He's controlling the running game. He's got all the ingredients of a great starting pitcher.
The other thing he has, too, Voter, if you're visiting with him on the days he doesn't pitch, he's kind of an shucks, just having fun, just that he's an easy guy to be around. Don't let that fool you when he steps on that slab.
It's the difference between, confidence and arrogance. I think you've been around enough people in this game and in this life that, arrogance gets in their way. Parker's a confident kid, but he's also very humble. He knows that this is a game. He knows that his job is to pitch every 5 days, and he's such a nice person, great human being, and boy, is he tenacious when he takes that mound.
Cleveland manager Stephen Vogt, Tom Hamilton inviting you to stay tuned. It's Cleveland and Baltimore next on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Bet365 Guardians warm-up show. We're at Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, where it's the Guardians and the Orioles, the first of 4 tonight at Progressive Field. Time for the pitching matchup. Shane Baz is on the mound for Baltimore. Acquired in the offseason, signed to a long-term contract, and he's 0-1 so far with an earned run average of 4.50. That's after 3 starts. He'll be opposed by left-hander Parker Messick. What a start for Messick. 2-0, an earned run average of 0.51, and he's done it against 3 outstanding lineups, something that's not gone unnoticed by his pitching coach, Carl Willis, who says everything's been impressive for Messick.
He's done it against some, quality opponents, first start of the year in Dodger Stadium, and, you can't say enough about the job he did there. But I think he's locked in right now. I don't know that he can stay locked in for 30-plus starts like this, but I think that is a possibility, and I say that because right now all of his pitches are doing exactly what we want, and he's able to execute them in areas of the strike zone that we want. And so, I think about the Acuna at bat against Atlanta where, leading off the game, he went 4-seamer up and in, threw a cutter up and in, got a ground out, shortstop. Next time up, 2 change-ups, 2-seamer, he's out. Third time up, well, what's he going to look for? Which side of the plate does he want to cover? And he hadn't even seen a slider or a curveball yet. So I just think right now he's got a full arsenal that he is clicking every pitch, and it's a ton of fun to watch.
This is Messick's first start against the Orioles. That's your pitching matchup. That'll do it for Guardians warm-up. Stay tuned to starting lineups in the first pitch. They come your way next.
The Guardians Warm-Up Show has been brought to you by Cleveland Clinic. When defying the odds is your aim, the right care can change everything. By Progressive. For a job you'll love, visit progressive.com/careers. By Bet365, where winning is everything.
Copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Cleveland Guardians Baseball Company and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without expressed written consent of the Cleveland Guardians.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
It takes power to go the distance, in the field or on the job. That's why the Ford F-150 is built for workdays that run deep into extra innings and weekends that swing for the fences. From hauling gear to hosting tailgates, F-150 delivers legendary capability wherever you play. As the official truck of the Cleveland Guardians, it's ready for every season. Score yours today at your Northeast Ohio Ford dealer. Ford F-150, built Ford tough.
This is the call of the Australian rubberbird.
Snap! Snap!
This is the call of the Alaskan chili bird.
Jeez, it's cold. Jeez, it's cold. Jeez, it's cold.
And this is the call of the marathon mascot bald eagle, Max.
Hi, it's Max.
Hello.
Did you know you could save up to $1 a gallon with the Marathon Rewards app?
No. Thanks for the call.
Marathon, where fun runs on full.
Available.
Marathon, where fun runs on full.
Available at participating marathon locations. Terms and conditions apply. See marathonrewards.com for details.
Hey, you mind keeping it down up there, please?
KeyBank will meet you in that I need new neighbors moment.
Rick, it's your mortgage loan officer, Beth. I was in the neighborhood and wanted to let you know your home loan application's been approved.
Beth, you're always there for me, and not a moment too soon.
Are your neighbors bowling with grand pianos again?
And apparently raising livestock?
Ew.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 399797.
And here we go again.
We're going young. This is a young team.
We're not that inexperienced anymore.
A team that
cares about the small things.
That's Guards Ball.
It's a winning recipe.
This group is tough.
The grit, the determination.
And we're going to see how far we can go.
The ultimate goal is to win the World Series. We just got to get better day in and day out.
Find a way to win every day.
Being smart and aggressive at the same time wins ball games.
Hoping for another great summer in Cleveland.
Enjoy the game, folks.
Cleveland Guardians Baseball is brought to you by Cleveland Clinic. When defying the odds is your aim, the right care can change everything. By Progressive. For a job you'll love, visit progressive.com/careers. By Dollar Bank, proud banking partner of the Cleveland Guardians. By Marathon. Join Marathon Rewards today and start earning on every fill-up.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Progressive Field, downtown Cleveland. Guardians getting ready to take on the Baltimore Orioles, opener of a 4-game series. Time now for the starting lineups. First for Baltimore and manager Craig Albernaz, leading things off. Taylor Ward in left field. Gunnar Henderson, the designated hitter, bats second. Pete Alonso at first base will hit third, with Jonathan Rodriguez, the right fielder, batting cleanup. Samuel Basayo is doing the catching, batting fifth. Jeremiah Jackson, the second baseman, bats sixth. Kobe Mayo at third base hits seventh. Leody Tavares in center field bats eighth, and Blaze Alexander is the shortstop, batting ninth. On the mound, Shane Baz. Now for the Guardians and manager Stephen Vogt, leading things off. Stephen Kwan in center field. Chase DeLauder, the designated hitter, bats second. Jose Ramirez at third base bats third, with Kyle Manzardo, the first baseman, hitting cleanup. George Valera in right field bats fifth. Angel Martinez, the left fielder, hits sixth. Juan Brito at second base will bat seventh. Austin Hedges does the catching, bats eighth. And Brian Rocchio at shortstop will hit ninth, with Parker Messick on the mound. Those are your starting lineups. Now stay tuned. When we return, Tom Hamilton has tonight's first pitch on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
Is your roof protecting your home or putting it at risk? Roof damage often starts small and stays unnoticed until it leads to costly repairs. Spartan Storm Shield, a proud partner of the Cleveland Guardians, is offering a free roof analysis covering the 7 most common problem areas. If you want the kind of protection that doesn't leak, the Gold Glove defense in every season, call your local family-owned Spartan Storm Shield. Call 330-SPARTAN to schedule your free roof inspection today. Again, that's 330-772-7826 or visit SpartanStormShield.com.
At Cleveland Clinic, care is everything. So when your primary purpose is to care for the world, you'd start with your community until you're accessible anywhere. You make complexities your specialties and put compassion before anything else, all to redefine what's possible. For everyone, everywhere. For every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic.
Recently, our company's softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win, like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
From Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, it is game number 20. As tonight the Cleveland Guardians are back here on the shores of Lake Erie and ready to start a 7-game homestand, 4 against the Baltimore Orioles, followed by the Houston Astros. Hi again, everybody. This is Tom Hamilton, along with the old Rosebud, Jim Rosenhaus and Brian Matze, as we get ready for the start of this American League tussle. Feels like we don't play the American this season. A lot of games against the National League here in the early going for Cleveland, but back-facing American League teams here on this 7-game homestand. My goodness, what happened to the rain? It is absolutely perfect here in downtown Cleveland. Sunshine, blue skies, and in fact, something we don't say much of, it seems like, in the month of April, shadows will be an issue for the 6:10 start here in the early going. Shadows covering the home plate area of the pitcher's mound and some streams of sunshine in the infield. This is going to be a tough outfield here in the early going, especially in right field and parts of center field as well, with this cloudless day, as we've had rain for so much of it, but it has broken free, and it is just absolutely delightful here for the start of this ball game here tonight. Well, the Guardians are back home, and Cleveland now with a record of 10-9, and in the division that puts them in second place, chasing the Minnesota Twins. Baltimore, on the other hand, is in third place in the American League's Eastern Division, the Orioles with a 9-9 record. And really, at this point, everybody is so much of a logjam in most of the divisions throughout baseball that you really don't get too caught up in what position you're in and how many games you're out, because not many games separate most of the teams here in the month of April. It'll be Carlos Torres, the home plate umpire tonight. Nate Tomlinson is the first base ump. Crew chief Mark Wagner at second. Bruce Dreckman, third base ump. 325 down the lines, 370 to left center, 375 to right center, 400 to dead center, 19-foot wall from the left field corner to 19-foot wall from the left field corner to center, then 9 feet from center to the right field corner. Parker Messick on the hill, 25 years of age, 6 feet 232. Nobody has pitched better for the Cleveland Guardians than Parker Messick. First time Baltimore has ever seen this rookie left-hander. Tell you what, if you were voting right now for American League Rookie of the Year, how would anybody but Messick get the vote? Taylor Ward leads it off the wind, and tonight's first pitch is high, ball one, and we're underway at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario. 65 degrees, the game time temp. Now the 1-0 pitch. It's high, 2-0. Messick throws low 90s, fastball, sinker, cutter, curve, slider, and changeup. The kick and the pitch, and it's in there, a called strike. Not many people work as quickly as Parker Messick, and he just attacks the hitter. Ward, the longtime Angel, right-handed batter, fouling it into the catcher's mitt. The count 2-2. This is a guy, Taylor Ward, that came from the Angels, big-time power, and yet to go deep this year. Batting .301. The pitch to him, just a bit low. Messick went off the mound. He thought the ball was going to be thrown around the horn. Thought he had a strikeout. Boy, it looked good from up here. Now the payoff pitch. And Taylor Ward takes all the way to the backstop. It was high, and it's ball 4. So Taylor Ward's aboard with a leadoff walk. That'll bring up Gunnar Henderson. This is really not the Baltimore Orioles team you would expect to normally see. They are so depleted. 13 Baltimore Orioles on the injured list. 13. Gunnar Henderson, left-handed hitting shortstop, takes it's in there, a strike. I mean, that is a who's who that is on that injured list for the Baltimore Orioles, to the point that this is a shell of the team they normally have. The next pitch from Parker Messick, and it's in there, and it's another called strike, 0-2 the count. And you're not going to see Jackson Holliday. You're not going to see Adley Rushman, Ryan Mountcastle, Jordan Westberg. You can go on and on and on with the amount of guys that are hurt for the Orioles. It's staggering. Henderson, though, one of their stars, the pitch, and he sends it foul down the left side, and the count 0-2. It's just incredible the amount of guys hurt. Tyler O'Neill, another outfielder for them, is hurt. And one pitcher after the other. Not going to name them all, but you get the idea. Now the 0-2 pitch to the left-handed hitting shortstop, and he fouls it back. Henderson hitting just .221, but third in the American League with 6 home runs, second in the American League with his 10 extra base hits. He's knocked in a team second best 13 RBIs. The pitch bounces in there. Nice stop by Austin Hedges, and the count 1-2. Angel Martinez in left, Stephen Kwan in center, George Valera in right. Tonight the DH, Chase DeLauder. Kyle Manzardo at first, Juan Brito at second, Brian Rocchio at short, Jose Ramirez at third, and Austin Hedges doing the catching. No score, Birds batting, runner on, nobody out, first inning. The pitch, and it's swung on, popped him up foul behind the plate. Hedges has a play, and the Cleveland catcher retires Gunnar Henderson, and that is out number 1 here in inning number 1. And they'll bring to the plate the newcomer, Pete Alonso. Boy, what a signing this was to get this guy to leave the New York Mets. I don't think anybody thought it would happen. It's amazing, though, what $155 million can do to convince you to find a new home. Big slugging right-handed batter, fouling it off to the right, strike 1. Pete Alonso, 6'3", 245. Now 31 years of age, getting $31 million a year for each of the next 5 years in Baltimore. The pitch, and he fouls it at the plate, 0-2. Sluggish start for Pete Alonso, batting 197, couple of homers, 7 RBIs. But when it's all said and done, he'll have his usual 30, 40 homers, 100 RBIs. That's who he is. Now the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. How about that? A little extra giddy up on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Messick threw it by Pete Alonso. That's not easy to do. 2 down. Here is Jonathan Rodriguez. Yeah, that guy. The guy started in the outfield in the playoffs for Cleveland. Right-handed hitter Jonathan Rodriguez taking off Cleveland's 40-man. Here now with Baltimore, and he takes a called strike. 0 for 2 since the Birds brought him up. He bats with a runner on, 2 down. First inning, no score. Not much of a lead for Taylor Ward at first. The delivery, fouled it back. And the count is quickly 0-2. And after Parker Messick walked Taylor Ward, he has found it. Parker coming in here with a record of 2-0, an ERA of 0.51 in 3 starts. Opposition batting 180. Now the 0-2. Outside, missed with that great changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right-handed hitters are batting 154 against Messick this year, and it's because of that changeup. The pitch. Down and in, missed with another changeup. 2-2. Parker Messick in the 3 starts has given up 1 homer. He's given up 1 earned run. He's averaging 8 strikeouts, 3 walks per 9 innings. The lefty out of Florida State lets it fly, and he got him swinging on a pitch down and in. So Parker Messick strikes out Alonso and Rodriguez. Birds not able to score. Guards coming to bat on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
At Cleveland, this is where hard work pays off and success is earned, not left to chance. Here, you're never on your own. You can chase your dreams, you can change your mind, and if you stumble along the way, try again. There's always room for another comeback story. Opportunity doesn't wait. It works. At Cleveland State, you can. Visit csuohio.edu today. Cleveland State University is a proud partner of the Cleveland Guardians.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
The NBA playoffs are right around the corner, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. You can also trade on who wins each series, the conference finals, and the championship. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in live market. No house, no odds makers. And as the odds move, you can buy in or out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code SKY to get $10 off when you trade $10. That's code SKY. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Hey Guardians fans, are you thinking of consolidating your debt with a home equity loan? With the average homeowner having over $200,000 of home equity, hit it out of the park with Union Home Mortgage, the official mortgage partner of the Cleveland Guardians.
Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229.
Well, we're going to get a look at a guy that the last time we saw him was wearing a Tampa Bay Rays uniform. Talking about Shane Baz, 6'3", 200 pounds. The right-hander, 26 years of age. No score. He'll face Stephen Kwan in center field tonight. The pitch, and it's in there, a strike. Baz does not use a windup, works from the set. And a guy that will throw a mid-90s fastball. Also the curveball, changeup, cutter. The next delivery, and strike 2. Kwan batting .239 with a homer and 6 RBIs. Baz, first base side of the rubber, sets and deals. And it's fouled down the left side. We'll do it again at 0-2. Baz has faced Cleveland twice. He's 0-1 lifetime with a 4.09 ERA. This year, he's made 3 starts before tonight. He delivers. Kwan takes high. count 1-2. In his starts against Minnesota, Pittsburgh, and San Francisco, Boz 0-1, ERA 4.5, 5 innings to start, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks per 9 innings. The pitch, and it's a little low. No, delayed call. A strikeout on the curveball. And out looking is Stephen Kwan to start tonight's ballgame. The one thing Boz has had trouble with is base hits. I mean, he is giving up 11 hits per 9 innings. That computes to a batting average against him of .317. Chase DeLauder DHing tonight, takes ball 1, it's high. Taylor Ward is in left. Leody Tavares is in center. Jonathan Rodriguez in right. Give you the birds that are on the dirt tonight after this 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. And it's waved at. And it's 1-1. Pete Alonso at first. Jeremiah Jackson at second. Blaze Alexander at short. Gunnar Henderson DHing tonight. Third baseman is Kobe Mayo, and Sam Bayasawa doing the catching. That pitch is a little bit outside. 2 balls and a strike. Open stance deep in the box for DeLauder. The pitch, and he didn't go. Curveball was low. 3-1. Basayo, the catcher, is a youngster. Basayo is not nearly the catcher Adley Rutschman is. The 3-1, ball 4, it's high. Well, Chase DeLauder again. Right now he's not hitting the home runs like he did when he started the year in Seattle, but you know that pace wasn't going to keep up. But he's getting on base. He's having good at-bats. He's a rookie. He's now walked 9 times and struck out 11. That's outstanding. So 1 out walk. Here's Jose Ramirez, the third baseman. Ramirez batting tonight. Swings and drives one. Deep right field. Near the wall and gone. Jose Ramirez jumped all over the Shane Baz offering. A 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and it got out of here in a hurry. Ramirez has now hit 4 home runs, and he got hot in Atlanta, and he hasn't cooled off. 2-0 Cleveland as Ramirez rocks one out of here to right field in the first inning. So Shane Baz gives up his second homer of the year, and that'll bring up Kyle Manzardo, the first baseman. Here's the set, and here's the pitch. And it's upstairs, ball 1. Well, you want to put a bad taste and get it out of your system. After the last 2 nights in St. Louis, that's one way. Manzardo takes curveball outside, 2-0. You heard manager Stephen Vogt talk about his disappointment in the effort and the energy level yesterday in St. Louis. The pitch, and it's down low, 3-0. And look, that's the part of a long baseball season. You've got to nip it in the bud, and he wasn't going to let guys think he didn't know about it. He wasn't bashful and letting everybody know. It was an uninspiring effort yesterday. The pitch, and it's in there, a strike. But the one thing we have seen really over the last 13, 14 years now under Tito and under Voter, there are not many of those games from Cleveland. Now the 3-1, way high and all the way to the backstop. I mean, is Baz okay? That's the kind of pitch that would make you go, did he hurt his arm? But I guess he's okay. And Craig Albernez thought the same thing. He is out of the Baltimore dugout running to the mound. When you see a pitch that bad, the first thing you think of, Did the pitcher get hurt? Did something happen? Because, I mean, that's the kind of pitch you see in a Little League game. It was that high and wild and to the backstop. And the trainer's out there with the manager, Craig Alvarez. And Shane Baz has convinced everybody he's okay. But after striking out Stephen Kwan, he's walked a batter, given up a bomb, walked a batter. And it'll bring up George Valera in right field tonight. Well, you talk about tough people. Talking with manager Craig Alvarez tonight, the rookie manager for the Orioles. One of Stephen Vogt's best friends and the bench coach here the last 2 years. He is playing in pain. Talking about Craig Alvarez. George Valera takes inside. It's called a strike. He got hit by a line drive foul ball in the dugout the other night. Multiple facial fractures in the sinus area, near the nose, the cheekbone, the eye socket area. The pitch swung on, banged in the hole, into right field. Diving stop by Jackson. Gets up, throws low. Good grab on the stretch by Alonso at first. So a nice play by Jackson going toward first with a diving stop in the hole and in shallow right to rob George Valera of a base hit. And that may prevent this from being a huge inning. Now, Manzardo at second, 2 down for Angel Martinez, switch hitting left fielder, batting left-handed. Shane Baz a look at second. The pitch to Angel Martinez, and it's a low, ball 1. But Craig Alvarez did not have to have surgery because it's non-displaced facial fractures, but he's got to be so careful to avoid having to have surgery and have his face wired shut. The pitch, and it's swung on, line to right, caught by Alonso going towards second. Ball was lined toward right, and the first baseman, with a couple of steps to the bag in second, took a hit away from Martinez. Shane Baz didn't fool anybody this inning. Jose Ramirez makes it 2-0 Cleveland. Samuel Basallo, the left-handed hitting catcher, takes a called strike as Baltimore bats here in the second inning. Left on left. The young catcher batting 170, 3 homers, checks on a breaking ball away. Basallo is considered about as good a prospect as the Orioles have had in a long, long time, and they have drafted and signed a lot of good prospects here lately. Basallo bangs one on the ground to first, and Zardo makes the play himself, out number 1. But at some point, Rosie, these prospects have to become more than prospects.
And I think that was part of the reasoning for bringing in a Pete Alonso, a Chris Bassett, some veteran players to try and get some of these younger players going a little bit and seeing if what they think is how they're going to be.
Now the pitch to Jeremiah Jackson, and he lifts one in the air to shallow left. And coming in to squeeze it is Martinez. The problem now, and in visiting with manager Craig Alvarez, he said, look, this isn't our ball club. I mean, 13 guys on the injured list. They're just trying to keep their head above water until they get healthy. But it's getting close. And pretty soon these prospects are going to be free agents.
Yeah, and you got to be careful. They want to win this year. Pete Alonso is saying, hey, I came here to win a World Series, but you don't want to get buried early in that division.
Here's Kobe Mayo, third baseman, taking a strike. 2 outs, 2-0 Cleveland. Mayo batting 167 with 4 RBIs. So a lot of these young phenoms, and Mayo is one of them, really scuffling. The pitch, swing and a miss, 0-2. And again, you can have the greatest farm system in the world and incredible prospects, but until they make it, you never know. You just never know if they'll be as good as what you hope. Now the windup. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup away. Wow. That was some kind of quick inning for Parker Messick. Nobody ever considered Parker Messick a top 100 prospect in baseball. Nothing, Cleveland.
Stuck in a dead-end job? Kick your career into high gear through a building trades apprenticeship. Ohio is calling up the next generation of skilled tradespeople across the state. We're hiring electricians, plumber pipe fitters, iron workers, sheet metal workers, bricklayers, cement masons, boiler makers, roofers, insulators, laborers, elevator constructors, and painters and glazers. Don't miss your shot at big money and full benefits in a construction apprenticeship. Are you ready to build your future? Start your application today at OhioConstructionTrades.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Your life's on your phone. Your vehicle should be too. When you download the Spitzer VIP app, convenience is #1. View vehicle health. Get important alerts. Schedule service in seconds. Earn reward points. Plus, new vehicles come with complimentary oil changes and a lifetime warranty at no cost to you. It's all trackable in the Spitzer VIP app. From GPS to live chat support, 100% convenience is here 24/7. Download today. Wag more. Spend less at Spitzer. Proud sponsor of the Guardians.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Hey, sports fans, there's no better feeling than when you're watching your team dominate. But remember, when the offseason comes, you can still channel your team spirit with a fresh coat of color. Ask Sherwin-Williams how you can make every day feel like game day with over 1,700 colors and a top-tier coaching staff to bring the energy of your team spirit home. Shop online or visit your neighborhood store today. Shop online or visit your neighborhood store today.
Juan Brito hitting 7th at second tonight, batting left-handed, facing right-hander Shane Baz. 2-0 Cleveland in the second. Brito takes a ball up high. Cleveland has 8 left-handed bats in the lineup. And, of course, 4 of them are switch hitters, including Brito. The pitch, and it's a little in. Ball 2. Thomas Nietenthal of Louisville trying to win the 4 Bridgestone tires from Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Now the 2-0 from the right-hander. Swung on, ripped to first. Oh, what a nice stop. Going to his knees. Alonso at the line, fields it, flips to the pitcher. Baz covering for the out. I don't know if Cleveland can hit the ball much harder than they have the first 2 innings off Shane Baz. And that right side of the infield, Jackson and Alonso,
have taken 3 hits away from Cleveland on the last 3 batters. Here's catcher Austin Hedges batting .350 with a couple of RBIs. The only right-handed bat in the lineup. Boz delivers, and it's in there, a strike. It's the Conrad Score 4 Win 4 new tires. Sign up at econrads.com. Good luck to Thomas Nietenthal from Louisville. 2-0 Cleveland. Hedges takes down and away, and the count evens 1-1. Now the set. Now the 1-1. Inside 2-1. Jose Ramirez, 2-run home run to right in the first inning. That's 4 straight games now. All 3 in St. Louis, and this one where Cleveland has scored in the first inning. They haven't done that in a 4-game run in 4 years. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Marathon knows you fans are the true co-pilot of any team. Marathon here to keep you and your team fueled all summer long. Marathon driven together. Shane Baz. Well, you can see why teams are batting .317 off of him. Cleveland hasn't had a soft out yet. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a cutter. So Baz with his second strikeout. 2 down in the second. And the number 9 hitter, Brian Rocchio. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Shane Baz was a big-time prospect with Pittsburgh. They made him the 12th pick in the first round in 2017. Then traded him to Tampa. The pitch. And it's down low. That was that ill-fated Pittsburgh trade where they got Chris Archer from Tampa for Shane Baz, Tyler Glasnow, and Meadows. None of them with Tampa anymore, but the pitch inside, a ball, 2-0. And Glasnow and Baz had some big moments for Tampa, and of course Glasnow, like any other free agent, is now signed with the Dodgers. Baz trying to make it big in Baltimore. The pitch. Rocchio lofts one in the air to shallow left. Alexander out, Ward in. Alexander, the shortstop, able to make the catch. So great play by Pete Alonso, kept what could have been the start of an inning for Cleveland to put some more. Have to settle for a 2-0 Cleveland lead over Baltimore. Going to the third on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network. First pitch strike to Leody Taveras, the longtime Texas Ranger in center field for Baltimore. He cuts and misses at Parker Messick's changeup. Taveras, switch hitter, batting .367, swinging at right-handed against Messick. Messick working too quickly for Leody Taveras' taste, so he stepped out at the last moment. Messick made 7 pitches in the second inning to get out of that inning. Taveras fouls this one back, and the count stays 0-2. And a little extra juice on the fastball here tonight. Or maybe the gun is juiced here at Progressive Field. But I've seen a couple of 95-mile-an-hour fastballs from the Floridian. Messick, the wind and the 0-2. Down and in, moved the feet of Taveras. And the count 1-2. Pick up the Guardians Dollar Bank debit card and score exclusive perks like savings at the Guardians Team Shop and online at MLBshop.com. Visit dollar.bank/baseball. The pitch, a little bit wide, a changeup. Boy, his changeup has been such a weapon. Now the 2-2. Got him swinging on that changeup. 4 strikeouts for Messick. 1 down in the third. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Blaze Alexander. He's had short tonight, hitting .220. He is the nephew of a one-time really good Major League closer, Dan Plesac. So he'd be cousins with Zach Plesac. The pitch, and he pops this one up in the air, playable, foul territory. First baseman Kyle Manzardo, 30 feet from home, makes the catch. Alexander retired, 2 down in the third, and the only guy to get on for Baltimore bats now. Taylor Ward led off the game with a walk. 2-0 Cleveland, 2 down, third inning. Hey, whenever the Guardians win, your Northeast Ohio Ford dealer donates $500 to Cleveland Guardians charities. Now the pitch. Swung on, hammered, deep center field. Kwan back on the track at the wall. Jumps, made the catch with his back upward. Still looking for his first home run. He needed about 1 more foot. 2-0 Cleveland in the middle of the third. He needed about 1 more foot. 2-0 Cleveland in the middle of the third.
Hi, Maple, if they could do an impression of me. Have a listen.
You can save up to $1 a gallon with the Marathon Rewards app.
That last one was pretty good. Marathon, where fun runs on full.
Available at participating Marathon locations. Terms and conditions apply. See marathonrewards.com for details.
Medical Mutual knows small businesses are a big deal. That's why they partner with the Council of Smaller Enterprises, better known as COSI, to offer health benefit options for companies with 1 to 50 employees. The COSI benefit plan provides the same great benefits as large corporations, but on a small group budget. Join more than 7,900 small businesses that offer the COSI benefit plan to their employees. Talk to your broker or visit COSIbenefitplan.com/join now. Medical Mutual, the official health insurer of the Cleveland Guardians.
At Cleveland Clinic, care is everything. So when your primary purpose is to care for the world, you'd start with your community until you're accessible anywhere. You make complexities your specialties and put compassion before anything else. All to redefine what's possible. For everyone, everywhere. For every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic.
Let your ball player train like a Guardian this summer. Guardians Youth Summer Camps, presented by Union Home Mortgage, are back with over 16 baseball and softball camps across Northeast Ohio for kids ages 6 to 14. Across Northeast Ohio for kids ages 6 to 14. Space is limited. Register today at cleguardians.com/summercamps.
Jose Ramirez, a 2-run homer to right in the first. That's your ball game right now as we go to the Hyundai Grand Slam giveaway inning. Paula Stout of Cleveland hoping to be a winner. Top of the order to face Shane Boz.
Stephen Kwan struck out looking his first time. The right-hander's pitch, and it's in there, a strike. Guardians get a grand slam here in the third. Paula Stout of Cleveland will get the Hyundai Kona, courtesy of your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers. Now the 0-1. Down low, 1-1. You too can be a contestant. Go to HyundaiGrandSlam.com. Shane Baz from the set, hands right below the chest. And the pitch swung on, spanked on the ground to second. Jackson will throw Kwan out. Here's Chase DeLauder, walked and scored on the Jose Ramirez home run. Shane Baz, we've talked about him before when he was with Tampa. He got traded to Baltimore in December for 4 minor leaguers and a draft pick. There's a first pitch strike to Chase DeLauder. And the Orioles gave him a nice contract. Here's the 0-1. Inside, 1-1. His dad, Raja, moved to the United States from Beirut when he was 15 years of age. And his dad played for those Coors Light Silver Bullets. Remember that softball team? The pitch swung on, fouled back. 1-2 the count. Two nothing Cleveland, third inning. The pitch. DeLauder slices one foul to the left. Hey, when you've got rust to bust, use PB Blaster. Cleveland original since 1957. PB Blaster, always working like a pro. The pitch to DeLauder. And a breaking ball down low. And again, good battle going on. And again, Chase DeLauder certainly does not live up to his name. You don't see him chase a lot of bad pitches. He is very disciplined. The 2-2. Popped one up behind the plate. This is near the seats and caught by the screen by the catcher, Basayo. So DeLauder fouls out to the Baltimore catcher. 2 down in the third, 2-0 Cleveland. Here's Jose. Ripped that 2-run homer to right, his 4th of the year. Now 10 RBIs for Jose. So he'll bat with the bases empty. 2 down here in the third. Jose Ramirez, 7 times an All-Star, 6 times a Silver Slugger. The pitch, and it's low, ball 1. And you talk about consistency. 6 different times Jose Ramirez has finished in the top 5 for the American League MVP award. Now the 1-0. And it's in there. 1-1 the count. 97 miles per hour. Outfield deep toward right. The pitch. Off speed outside. And the count 2-1. Just the lightest of breezes blowing out tonight. Not a factor, but it's a delightful 65 degrees and still sunny. Now the 2-1. Checked on a pitch down and in, that knuckle curve. And the count 3-1. Now for Shane Baz, you just throw it in the dirt. Jose, you hope chases it. You better be careful here. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a foul back. He threw him a changeup, and Jose was all over it. Full count. The right-hander's ready. Here it comes. A foul at the plate. We'll do it again at 3-2. Parker Messick made 20 pitches in the first inning. Then he made 7 in the second. He made 8 pitches in the third. Cleveland's making Shane Baz work a little harder than that. Messick had 35 pitches for the game. This is pitch number 47 now for Shane Baz. Here it comes. A swing and a ground ball sharply hit to first. Picked by Alonso. He'll beat Hosey to the bag. Tell you what, Shane Baz isn't fooling anybody, but he's had a lot of atom balls. 2-0 Cleveland. Fourth is next.
Guardians up 2-0 as we reach the fourth inning here at Progressive Field, and Gunnar Henderson leads things off, swings and misses at a Parker Messick pitch that was downstairs. And again, Messick really mixing his pitches well. Has that great changeup going again. The lefty winds it up. Here's the 0-1 to Henderson, who swings and pops it up foul out of play. Third base side. 0-2 the count on Henderson. It seems like he's still a really young player, and he is at 24, but this is fifth year in the major leagues for Gunnar Henderson.
Man, that doesn't seem possible.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. He's down on strikes. Well, he debuted here and hit a home run in his second at bat back in 2022. And he's been a mainstay for the Orioles since. Another strikeout for Messick. That's his fifth. And now Pete Alonso struck out his first time up. The pitch to him. Breaking ball on the inside corner. Strike one. Alonso, solid veteran presence that the Orioles have acquired to go along with a ton of power. Here's the 0-1. And that's in there for strike two. And this is what Messick does against great lineups so far that he has faced. He just goes right after the hitters, no matter what the resume, seemingly ahead of everybody. And he's 0-2 on Alonso. The lefty winds it up. Here's his 0-2. Breaking ball down low. 1-2 the count. Well, it has turned out to be a wonderful night for baseball here downtown, at least right now. Here's the 1-2. Swung on a chopper over the mound, but right there, the second baseman, Brito, he's up with it, throws on to first for the out. 2 up, 2 down for the Orioles, and now Jonathan Rodriguez steps in, the former Guardian who struck out his first time up. Nobody has more electrified vehicles than Toyota, including a new lineup of battery electric vehicles, a longer range BZ, an all new BZ Woodland SUV, and many more. Find out more at Toyota.com. Rodriguez takes the ball down low. Started his year at AAA Norfolk. And with all these injuries, got the call up last week. Next pitch to him, right in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Cutter that time by Messick. That's a pitch he worked on in the offseason. The 1-1 way upstairs with the hard stuff. 2-1 the count. Rodriguez, a perennial home run king or MVP candidate in the International League, just never has been able to make that last step. Now the 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. And now he's with a new organization for the first time. He and John Kenzie know well, both with the Baltimore organization after growing up in the Cleveland system. Now the 2-2. Swung on, lashed foul down the right side, and out of play. So we'll do it again on 2-2 to Jonathan Rodriguez. With 2 down, bases empty, top half of the 4th inning. 2-0 Cleveland. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, tapped foul at home plate. And we'll do it again at 2-2. Time for our Cleveland Clinic caregiver shout out. Big thanks going out to the caregivers at Fairview Hospital. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, and that's yanked foul past the third base coach. Just skipping out of the way that time, Buck Britton. Getting out of the way of that screamer off the bat of Rodriguez. Messick right back, 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him fishing at the changeup. 6 strikeouts for Messick. Side goes in order, and we head to the bottom of the 4th. Guardians 2, Orioles nothing.
Hey Cleveland, are you looking to score big with your home equity? Union Home Fund the promises you've made to yourself and your family. Visit UHM.com and score financial freedom today.
Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229.
Hon, is your new pinball machine in our budget?
KeyBank will meet you in that our money is now our money moment.
Actually, our banker Steve recommended we start a joint checking account for bills and keep our individual accounts for things like, pinball machines.
Did someone say Banker Steve? I was in the neighborhood in case you had any checking account questions.
Steve, you're always there for us. Now, how quickly can we open that account?
Steve, are you seeing this?
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
Hey, sports fans, there's no better feeling than when you're watching your team dominate. But remember, when the offseason comes, you can still channel your team spirit with a fresh coat of color. Ask Sherwin-Williams how you can make every day feel like game day with over 1,700 colors and a top-tier coaching staff to bring the energy of your team spirit home. Shop online or visit your neighborhood store today.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Cal Manzardo to the plate for the Guardians. Bottom of the 4th, 2-0 Cleveland. Shane Baz, the right-hander, delivers, and his pitch catches the inside corner for a strike. Good curve that time from Baz. Manzardo walked his first time up.
One of 2 walks allowed by Boz in that first inning. Here's the 0-1. In tight, 1-1. The difference in the game, a 2-run home run from Jose Ramirez back in the first. 1-1 the count on Manzardo. Here it is. Just missed low and in. 2-1 the count. Now the 2-1. Swung on, a chopper pulled foul outside of first. And it's now 2-2. Tomorrow night, Tanner Bybee against Chris Bassett. Gavin Williams and Dean Kramer, your starters Saturday night. And Sunday afternoon, Joey Cantillo and Trevor Rogers. Now the 2-2 from Boz. Bounced it in there for ball 3. Manzardo seeing a lot of pitches here from Boz to open the 4th inning. With George Valera waiting on deck. Boz deliberate as you can be with the pitch clock. Here's the pitch, and it's swung on and fouled back into the net. Manzardo stays alive with a full count. Infield plays him to pull with the third baseman, Mayo, way off the line. Here's the payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Manzardo did not like the call. He may have thought that was high, and he asked for a challenge, so let's see how this one goes. Guardians challenging, and it is indeed a strike. The high strike for Shane Boz. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station ID on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network. George Valera steps in for the Guardians, who lead it 2-0. Shane Boz lets it fly, and Valera swings and skies one to shallow right center. Long run for anyone. Going out there, Jackson got a glove on it, but it drops after he got a glove on it, and that'll be a base hit for George Valera, placing it just about perfect between the second baseman, right fielder, and center fielder. So a 1-out base runner for the Guardians, and Angel Martinez will step in. Jim Rosenhaus along with Tom Hamilton. Great to have you with us for Guardians baseball. Good to be back home. Brian Matze up the street at Command Center.
That was a single.
On a 65-degree evening at the start. Clear skies at the start. Now some clouds building up above. Little to no breeze. The pitch to Martinez. Outside, ball 1. Martinez going through a real nice stretch of late. Was red hot on the road trip. Has that average up over 300. Here's the pitch to him. He swings and misses. Took the vicious cut. And the count's now 1-1. And in his career against Baltimore, 9 games for Martinez, he's hit Baltimore pitching at a .364 clip. Valera at first. 1 out. Boz with the 1-1. Swung on, smashed to third, smothered by the third baseman Mayo. To second for 1, on to first. Double play. Great play by the third baseman Mayo to get it started, and what a turn by Jackson. And that was a tremendous double play turn by the Orioles, and that wipes out the Guardians in the 4th. 4 complete. We head to the 5th. 2-0. Cleveland in front. The big catcher, Samuel Basayo, leads things off for Baltimore, and he's first pitch swinging, and he waves and misses at the hard-breaking stuff from Parker Messick, who's off to a tremendous start tonight. Messick into the line. Here comes his 0-1. And it's down low, 1-1. Boy, you'd be hard-pressed to ask Messick to be better than he was in his first 3 starts, but so far he has been just terrific. Into the 5th, the 1-1. Outside and low. 2-1 the count on Basayo. The only base runner was a leadoff walk back in the first inning to Taylor Ward. That's it. The 2-1. Swung on. There's a chopper right side right there. Brito, he's up with it. Flips to first for the out. 1 down. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. They have the official jerseys, hats, hoodies. MLBshop.com/Guardians, your official source for Guardians gear. Here's Jeremiah Jackson. What a pleasant surprise he's been at second base. The pitch. And it's in tight for ball 1. Jackson Holiday recovering from a broken hamate bone in spring training, so he's on the shelf along with 12 of his teammates. The 1-0 swung on, popped him up foul. This one comes straight back and out of play. And your count's 1-1. That's part of our injury report presented by Elk & Elk, for a team of injury lawyers dedicated to every client every day. Call 1-800-ELK Ohio. The 1-1 is swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. So Jackson Holiday on that injured list. Zach Elfin figured to be a big key in their rotation. He went down and now has had Tommy John surgery. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Messick. Swing and a miss. Jackson down on strikes. Number 7 for Parker Messick. 2 down in the inning. And Kobe Mayo steps in. Mayo struck out his first time up. And Carl Willis was saying that it's so tough for the hitters right now, they just can't key in on any pitch from Messick. Here's the pitch. And Mayo swings, lashes it to third. Backhand stop by Ramirez. Long throw. He got him. Nice play by Jose Ramirez. Retires Mayo. Messick has not allowed a hit through his 5 innings. And as we head to the bottom of the 5th, it's 2-0 Guardians over the Orioles.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people. What it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Dollar Bank is a proud partner of the Cleveland Guardians. Only with Dollar Bank can you get a Cleveland Guardians debit card design and Guardians branded checks. And when you use your card at the Guardians team store online or at Progressive Field, you'll get a great deal on the latest officially licensed MLB gear, too. To learn more, visit dollar.bank/baseball. Dollar Bank. Let's get you there.
Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. The perks described herein are subject to change or termination without notice and at the sole discretion of Dollar Bank and or the Cleveland Guardians.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win. Like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later.
Sound familiar, Dale?
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Attention on deck. Calling all Cuyahoga County vets. We are the Veteran Service Commission, your forward operating base. From VA claims and financial assistance and more, we got your 6. Visit us today at 3950 Chester Avenue.
Juan Brito leads things off for the Guardians. Bottom of the 5th. 2-0 Cleveland, and he takes a pitch on the outside corner from Shane Baz for strike one. Brito bounced to first his first time up. Nice play was made by Pete Alonso back in the second inning. Here's Baz with the 0-1. Swung on and looped foul out of play on the third base side. Little Ouchies, fidgets, and sensory tools are made to support self-regulation. Designed and manufactured right here in downtown Cleveland. Little Ouchies, squeeze, roll, relief. Baz with the 0-2 to Brito. Swing and a miss, strike three. Good off speed that time from Shane Baz. And Brito is down on strikes. One down. Here's Austin Hedges. Hedges struck out his first time up. 4 strikeouts now for Baz. Hedges off to that great start at the plate. Was hitting .350 coming in. Here's the pitch to him. Swung on, foul back into the net. 0-1 the count on Hedges. Well, you look at that rotation for Baltimore this weekend, and it's not the part that's been impacted too much by injury. They were able to recall Dean Kramer from the minor leagues, but he has good big league time. The 0-1, down low, 1-1. Zach Eflin, that's the tough injury. He's off to a good start and then came down with the elbow issues and now done for the year. Here comes the 1-1 to Hedges. That's in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. Hedges steps away. Now he's back in there. The veteran catcher awaits the 1-2 from Shane Baz. Here it comes. Swung on, foul tip at home plate. Pops free. Hedges keeps the at-bat rolling. Don't forget, now through May 31st, you can upload your KeyBank credit or debit card to your Guards wallet within the MLB Ballpark app. Then you receive $5 of loaded value to spend on food, beverages, or merchandise right here at the ballpark, courtesy of KeyBank. Here's the 1-2. Did he check his swing? The pitch was low and away, and he did indeed check it as they made the appeal to Nate Tomlinson, the first base umpire. He said Hedgie held up. Guardians up 2-0 here in the fifth. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, chopper to short. Up with it is Alexander, who throws on to first for the out. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Brian Rocchio. Rocchio popped to short his first time up. The Guardians would love to add a little bit here. Give Messick some breathing room, although he hasn't needed much tonight. He's been absolutely terrific. 2-2 the count. Oh, excuse me. The first pitch to Rocchio is outside for ball one. Now the 1-0 to the switch hitting shortstop. Swing and a miss. That'll square the count at 1-1. Rocchio trying to get it going a little more consistently at the plate. He's had some flashes, some key hits in the early season. The 1-1 in tight, 2-1. And that walk-off winner against the Royals on the last homestand. 2-1 the count on him. Here's the pitch from Baz. On the inside corner for a strike to even the count at 2-2. And like so many hitters, we see this in the pitch clock age, if they're going to use that one timeout that they have, they usually use it with 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled off. We'll do it again on 2-2 to Brian Rocchio, batting with 2 down. Nobody on base here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Well pitched game on both sides tonight. Now the 2-2 to Rocchio. Swung on, a chopper, right side, off the glove of the sliding second baseman Jackson. It trickles into shallow right. Headed to second is Rocchio. He's in with a head-first slide. Good alert base running by Rocchio, as once that ball tipped off the glove of Jackson, it just kind of rolled slowly away from him, and that opened the door for Rocchio to take second base, and he gets a double. So back to the top of the lineup for Stephen Kwan with 2 down and that runner in scoring position. And this has been the bread and butter in the early season for Kwan. He's been terrific batting with men in scoring position. 8 for 15. The pitch to him. Strike call on the inside corner. Kwan tonight struck out looking, bounced to second. Boz. He sets just above the belt. Now his pitch. Swung on, line drive, base hit right field. Headed for third, being waved around Rocchio. Here's the throw. It'll be close and safe at home plate is Brian Rocchio, just ahead of the throw by Jonathan Rodriguez. Extremely close play at the plate, and Carlos Torres, the home plate umpire, looking in at the Orioles dugout to see if they want a challenge, and they do. So right now it's 3-0 Cleveland. We shall see if it stays that way, as the Orioles thought Basayo tagged Rocchio on the way by. What a throw, a one-hopper in there by Rodriguez from right. And boy, the angle we had initially, it looked like Rocchio got that hand in there before the tag, which was almost shoulder head high, and that may have been the key. So we'll see what New York says, but Guardians looking to add that insurance run here in the 5th inning. And again, right now they have it. And the Orioles position players heading back to their positions after seeing the replay on the scoreboard. Chase DeLauder waiting to bat. But again, Kwan comes through with a base hit with men in scoring position as he continues to sizzle in that area. 9 for 16 now. And we'll see if indeed that does lead to a run. A little bit longer time back in New York than you might think, just based on what the fans are seeing here. But again, they have some different angles back in New York. Hey, don't forget, Enbridge Gas Ohio would like to remind you, whether you're an individual. Oh, well, here we go.
After review, the call to field stands. The runner is safe. Baltimore will lose their challenge.
So, the challenge not successful. The run does count. RBI for Kwan, his 7th. 3-0 Cleveland. Anyway, Enbridge Gas Ohio wants to remind you, state law requires you call 811 before you dig to have underground utilities marked. Now DeLauder steps in. He has walked and popped out to the catcher in 2 trips. Here's the pitch from Boz. High and outside, ball 1. Kwan at first base with 2 away. One and 0 the count on DeLauder. Here's the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. That'll even the count at 1-1. Chase DeLauder tremendous first week of this season with that huge series in the power department at Seattle. Yeah, slowed down a little bit since, but still very good at-bats. The 1-1 swung on, and there's a high pop-up out near the shortstop area. Back into shallow left goes the shortstop, Alexander, to make the catch. Side retired. We head to the 6th. 3-0 Cleveland over the Orioles.
Here we go. Cleveland on top, 3-0, 6th inning. Leody Taveras fouls back the first pitch from Parker Messick, strike one. Hi again, everybody. Tom Hamilton with you on this beautiful night on the lakefront. Parker Messick with 5 no-hit innings. He walked the first batter in the game, has retired 15 in a row. The pitch sails high in the count of 1-1. 7 strikeouts, 1 walk for Parker Messick. 59 pitches through 5 innings. The pitch is in there in the count 1-2. Not many balls hit hard. Taylor Ward put Stephen Kwan up against the wall in dead center back in the 3rd. The 1-2 pitch, high, 2-2. Kobe Mayo hit a sharp ground ball to deep 3rd in the 5th, but Jose Ramirez threw him out. Otherwise, pretty routine no-hitter. The pitch, and it's a touch high. Ball 3, 3-2. Parker Messick's been so dominant. He hasn't needed many pitches as he fires outside. He walked Leody Taveras to start the 6th. Second Baltimore base runner, both on walks. And after 15 in a row had been set down. Now the leadoff walk in the 6th. Parker Messick made 7 pitches in the 2nd inning. He made 8 pitches in the 3rd inning. He made 9 pitches in the 5th inning. Number 9 hitter Blaze Alexander takes the ball up high. Baltimore coming in 6th in the American League in runs scored at over 4 a game. 3rd in the league in doubles, 7th in homers, 5th in OPS. Now the 1-0 fouled straight back. Alexander had a good rip. And the count 1-1. Parker Messick, coming into tonight's action, had made 10 major league starts. 5-1 with a 2.04 ERA in his first 10 major league starts with Cleveland. The pitch, bunted in back of the plate, foul. And some fans are booing
Blaze Alexander with a no-hitter in the 6th inning, trying to bunt. Austin Hedges shaking his head up and down at the Baltimore dugout on the first base side of the diamond. Now the set by Parker Messick. Now the 1-2 pitch to Alexander. A swing and a miss. Struck him out with a changeup away. 8 strikeouts for Messick. 1 down in the 6th inning. Top of the order, Taylor Ward has walked and flied to the wall in center. Parker Messick, though, with that 10-game start to his major league career. The pitch in there, a called strike on a curve. He has the best start of a major league career here in Cleveland since the live ball era of 1920. That ERA of 2.04, the lowest. Think of that. The 0-1, strike 2, and he's even better tonight. I mean, you watch him pitch, you would never be surprised to have Parker Messick put himself into the record books. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to short. Rocchio to second one. Brito turned it! An inning-ending double play by Rocchio and Brito. And through 6 innings, Parker Messick, a no-hitter, has faced 1 batter over the minimum, has struck out 8 and walked 2. 3-0 Cleveland.
Off season, then in the season. Does your game day outfit include a brown bag with eye holes? Then you may be a fan of a BST or bad sports team. Luckily, when you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, you're protected. Because seeing your painted face in the rearview mirror after a loss isn't just depressing. It's distracting. Visit Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Covered subject to policy terms. Not available in all states or situations.
Are you ready to join a winning team? Like the Guardians, SwageLock is proud to call Northeast Ohio home. As a leading manufacturer of fluid system solutions, our products can be found all over the world. We are one of the largest employers in the Cleveland area and an award-winning workplace. Discover where stability meets opportunity with a career at SwageLock. We're hiring and invite you to explore open jobs at jobs.swagelock.com. That's jobs.swagelock.com.
Bybee into the motion, and the right-hander with the 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Back foot slider ate him up. What a job by Tanner Bybee.
This is Tanner Bybee. You listen to the Cleveland Clinic Guardians Radio Network.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday. Wayfair's big sale is almost here, and you can score the best deals in home. Like up to 80% off everything home. Yes, you heard that right. 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. We're talking outdoor furniture and essentials, rugs, and more. All at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. Shop Wayfair's Wayday from April 25th through 27th.
Wayfair, every style, every home. Wayfair, every style, every home.
Shane Baz trailing 3-0. The right-hander facing Jose Ramirez leading off the 6th. And Jose takes downstairs a changeup. Jose Ramirez hit a 96-mile-an-hour fastball into the seats in right back in the 1st. 2-run home run. Stephen Kwan an RBI single in the 5th. 3-0 Cleveland. The pitch down and in. And for Shane Baz, he throws upper 90s. But that 4-seam fastball that Jose hit out, that's been a problem for Shane Baz in his first 4 starts this year. Now the 2-0 pitch to Ramirez. High, 3-0. You think, man, it's hard to hit upper 90s. Well, not for these Major League hitters. And Shane Baz, Major League hitters have been hitting .529 off his fastball. Now the 3-0. That's at the top of the zone. Fastball, 3-1.
Ramirez now has been on a roll really since the start of that road trip, in particular in Atlanta. The 3-1 delivery. Swing and a miss, full count. He tried to hit his second home run of the night. Posey in the last 7 games batting .321 with 3 home runs, 6 stolen bases. He awaits the payoff pitch from Shane Baz. Here it comes. Swung on, yanked to right, down the line, foul by inches. Like an off-speed pitch, might have been a changeup. Posey out in front of it, pulled it foul. Count stays full. A lot of day games today. The Detroit Tigers now have won 6 in a row. They got 3 in the 9th and stunned Kansas City 10-9. The Royals had a 6-run 7th to come from behind. The Royals have lost 4 in a row. They're 7-12. Now the 3-2. Fouled it back. Also today, Texas beat Sacramento 9-6. They're tied in the West now. They're both 10-9. Tampa Bay a 5-3 win over the White Sox. White Sox now 6-13 in last place. Here's the payoff to Ramirez. And he pops one into the seats. Foul, third base side. And Jose Ramirez having his typical long at bat. He'll see pitch number 9 in moments. Giants shut out Cincinnati 3-0. Angels walloped the Yankees 11-4. Yankees now 10-9. Angels 10-10. Now the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a foul again. How about this at bat? Mike Trout hit his 5th home run in that series. How about that? Mike Trout is healthy and a star once again. He made history at Yankee Stadium with 5 homers in the 4 games. Again, the 3-2. Outside, he walked him. Tremendous at bat for Ramirez to lead off the 6th. That's the 3rd walk by Shane Baz tonight. And Jose Ramirez on a 10-pitch at bat now heads to first. Here's Kyle Manzardo, has walked and struck out. Left-handed hitting Manzardo. The pitch. And he yanks it to right. That's a base hit near the line. Ramirez will scamper to third. Guardians at the corners with nobody out, leading 3-0 in the 6th. And Manzardo slowly coming out of it. He's also hit into a tough stretch where rockets hit all over the place. Either great plays being made or at people. And that time he didn't hit it hard, but able to pull it near the right field line for a single as the Orioles will converge on the mound as their bullpen is busy. Mike Trout with that home run today. He became the first player from a visiting team to homer 4 straight days at any of the Yankee Stadium ballparks. Now, the game is better when Mike Trout is healthy. All right, conference is over. 10-inning battle saw Washington beat Pittsburgh 8-7. Milwaukee slipped by Toronto 2-1. And here it's 3-0 Cleveland in the 6th. And the big story here, Parker Messick, 6 innings of no-hit baseball. Orioles bring the infield in. First and third, nobody out. George Valero, 1 for 2, a single. The pitch.
And he lines one to left field near the line. It'll get down for an RBI hit. Ramirez scores. Manzardo stops at second. And George Valero going opposite field with a line drive single near the line and left. His second RBI of the campaign. And the Guardians now lead it 4-0. Men at first and second. Still nobody out in the sixth. And Angel Martinez, the batter. He is 0 for 2. Switch hitter batting left-handed. By the way, the scoreboard update was brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. Orioles pinch in at the corners looking for the bunt. The set and delivery. Swung on, fouled back. Stephen Vogt, not a huge believer in the sac bunt, especially with a guy like Angel Martinez, one of your best hitters, batting .302. Voter will do the bunt, don't get me wrong, but in situations like this, you don't see him lay the sac bunt down very often. 4-0 Cleveland, 2 on the pitch, and it's swung on, bounced foul right side. Now the cornermen will drop back for the Birds. 0-2 the count on Martinez. Manzardo at second, Valera at first. Cleveland trying to remove all doubt. Boy, all of a sudden, beautiful sunshine has given way to threatening cloud cover in downtown Cleveland. The 0-2 pitch. Outside a ball. Boy, with a potential historical night here on the shores of Lake Erie. The last thing we need is any kind of rain. 4-0 Cleveland, 6th inning. 2 on, nobody out. The 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Fastball got him. Boy, he had that in a perfect spot, up and in. 5 strikeouts for Boz. 1 down here in the 6th. Juan Brito, the batter, has grounded out and struck out. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Shane Boz. He's ready. He delivers. And it's fouled out of play to the left. Strike 1. Boz has had 95 pitches. Orioles bullpen has Cameron Foster, a right-hander, ready if needed. A look back at second. The pitch. Fouled at the plate. Brito down in the count 0-2. Boz, the set. A look at second. Now he comes to the plate, and he bounced one in there. Nice stop by Basayo. One ball, 2 strikes. The next offering got him swinging. So Brito is strikeout victim number 6, 2 down. Here's catcher Austin Hedges. Columbus Clippers must have played a day game today. They lost in 10 innings, 11-10. Travis Bazzana had 3 more hits, including 2 doubles. C.J. Kafis had 3 hits. 2 down, 2 on, 4-0 Cleveland. The pitch to Hedges, and he hits a weak chopper to short. Alexander charges gloves, throws on the run from the grass to get Hedges. Cleveland adds 1 more. Parker Messick, 3 innings away from a complete game no-hitter. Cleveland's got a 4-0 lead. 7th next on the Cleveland Clinic Radio.
Parker Messick to Gunnar Henderson. Pitch fouled back, strike one, left on left. Boy, this is a battle worth paying to watch. Cleveland 4, Baltimore nothing. Parker Messick a no-hitter starting the 7th. Henderson's fouled out, struck out. The pitch, and it's a little bit low, 1-1. Messick, 72 pitches through 6, has struck out 8, walked 2. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 in the Baltimore 7th. The pitch, outside, 2-1. Outfield, medium deep, straight away. Messick, third base side of the rubber. Into the wind, here it comes. Swing and a foul at the plate, 2-2. Messick has had everything working here again tonight. Folks, he is simply one of the best in the game as Henderson fouls it off and caromed to first off his foot. You look at Parker Messick so far here tonight, you barely have time to get anything in as quickly as he goes back to work. The 2-2, down low, full count. But Messick tonight has used his fastball more than any other pitch. Now the payoff pitch, fouled it at the plate. We'll do it again at 3-2. Messick has used his fastball 43% of the time. The changeup he has used 22% of the time. Then a split between sliders, curves, and cutters. Henderson grounds one sharply to first, right at Mansardo, makes the play himself. You kind of feel like this is the critical inning for Parker Messick if he's to throw a no-hitter, facing the likes of Henderson, Alonso, Rodriguez. One down. Alonso has struck out, grounded out. The kick and the pitch. Swing and a foul back. Jammed him. Strike one. Pete Alonso out of the University of Florida. The pitch, it's high, 1-1. He was a second-round pick. Think of all the first-rounders in sports that we talk about, whatever sport. Pete Alonso came in the second round. The 1-1. Strike two called. Alonso thought it was high, but doesn't challenge. You've got the University of Florida in Pete Alonso and Florida State University in Parker Messick. Didn't play against each other, obviously, as Alonso, 6 years older. The pitch, swung on, line to right, near the line, slicing, foul. That's about as close to a hit as the Orioles have had tonight. 1-2 the count on Alonso. Think of the teams he played on. Alonso played with Jonathan India, A.J. Puck, Dane Dunning, Jackson Kowar, Brady Singer, Harrison Bader. They were all in Gainesville together. Now the kick on the 1-2. Swing and a jam job, rolled to short. Rocchio gobbles, throws, got him. Man, you can't jam a guy any better than Parker Messick just did with that slider in on the thumbs of Pete Alonso. 2 down for Jonathan Rodriguez. He has struck out twice. Ominous clouds all about Progressive Field. 4-0 Cleveland. Breaking ball down and in to Rodriguez. Messick and Rodriguez, teammates in Cleveland, teammates in the minor leagues. The kick and delivery. Swing and a foul. Tried to pull that changeup away. And the count now 1 ball, 1 strike. Two walks, that's been it. 1 in the first, 1 in the 6th. The pitch swung on, fouled upstairs, right side, 1-2 the count. Parker Messick 7 outs away from a no-hitter. And I tell you what, folks, he looks like a guy throwing a no-hitter tonight. He has that kind of stuff, that
of attack mode. The 1-2 pitch. Outside. Didn't miss by much with a changeup. 2-2. Into the windup. Here it comes. Swung on, line drive to left, right at Martinez. Makes the chin-high catch. 7 innings of no-hit baseball for Parker Messick as he strides to the third base dugout. 6 outs away from history. 4-0 network.
Save $10 on a pair of Bosch Focus wiper blades. Our professional parts people will even install them for free at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Our yoga instructor challenged us to find inner peace. I found it faster than anyone. After 4 seconds, I stood up and screamed, "I found Nirvana! I win!" They asked me to leave. I guess they don't respect winning. Bet365 does, though. New customers get $200 in bonus bets just for betting $10. Namaste, losers. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Let's talk NOPEC. NOPEC uses the bulk buying power of nearly 1 million customers in over 250 Ohio communities to negotiate competitive electric and natural gas rates. They also work behind the scenes, challenging utility rate increases and fighting for consumer-friendly energy policies. For more than 25 years, NOPEC has been working to keep your energy bills affordable. Learn more at nopec.org or by calling NOPEC's 24/7 Customer Care Center.
What makes Ford F-150 the official truck of the Cleveland Guardians? Capability is the name of the game. With the power is the name of the game. With the power of a cleanup hitter. The off-road ability of a Gold Glover. And the versatility of a utility player. F-150 is built Ford tough and made for Guardians fans. See your Northeast Ohio Ford dealer today.
Well, we're going to have the Major League debut for a Baltimore right-hander named Cameron Foster. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. It's getting cooler here in downtown Cleveland with those threatening clouds overhead. Shane Baz went 6 innings, gave up 4 runs on 6 hits, struck out 6, and walked 3. So the Major League debut of right-hander Cameron Foster as we go to the bottom of the 7th, and the first pitch is in there, strike to number 9 hitter Brian Rocchio. Switch hitter batting left-handed. He's doubled and scored and popped up. 2-run homer by Jose Ramirez to right field in the first. The pitch high, and the count 1-1. Stephen Kwan, a 2-out RBI single in the 5th. George Valera, RBI single in the 6th. Foster from the set, and the right-hander's pitch. And it's fouled off right side, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foster coming up from AAA today. He had a 10.5 ERA in AAA. Now the 1-2. Fouled it back. We'll do it again. He came with another minor leaguer from the Mets for Gregory Soto. That was last summer near the trade deadline. So Cameron Foster, his Major League debut. The big right-hander's pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Third baseman Mayo makes the catch. Kobe Mayo retires Rocchio. Right now, you just want to see Parker Messick get back out on the mound as quickly as possible. So Cameron Foster will now face the top of the order in Stephen Kwan. 1 for 3 on RBI single. Now the set, now the pitch. Up and in, ball 1. Guardians and PNC Bank are going to bat for small business.
Throughout the season, join PNC Bank, honoring 6 local businesses for making a difference in our community. The pitch backed him off the plate, 2-0. It is hard to believe, but it has been almost 45 years since there was a no-hitter thrown by a Cleveland pitcher. Pitch is in there, 2-1. Lenny Barker's perfect game is still the last no-hitter thrown by a Cleveland Indian or Guardian. That was May 15th, 1981. The pitch, swing and a foul upstairs, 2-2 on Kwan. "14 no-hitters have been authored by Cleveland pitchers." Boy, you wish the late, great Bob Feller was here tonight. The 2-2. Swung and ripped up the middle, a base hit into center, and it sent Foster sprawling on the mound. He had to get out of the way, and he went down in a hurry, and lucky not to get drilled. So Kwan with his second hit. Of course, Bob Feller, in his Hall of Fame career, had 3 no-hitters. 1940, 1946, 1951. How many more would he have had when he served our country? Chase DeLauder cuts and misses, missing 4 prime years of his career fighting in World War II. Now the set. Now the pitch. Backed him off the plate. The other thing about Bob Feller, he had 3 no-hitters. He had 12 one-hitters. He shares the Major League record with Nolan Ryan. 12 one-hitters. Now the 1-1 delivery. And it's popped up foul into the home plate seating area in a 1-2 count. And nobody would be enjoying this more tonight than Bob Feller. He'd be in his customary spot in the press box. He'd probably be pacing the hallways like a father back in the old days in the hospital when his wife was giving birth. Now the set. Now the throw over, and Kwan back with a dive.
Well, it's ironic with all that mastery by Feller, Cleveland now with the longest drought in terms of Major League no-hitters.
Now the set by Cameron Foster. Now the 1-2. And it's fouled again. Back and out of play. DeLauder stays alive at a 1-2 count. Some raindrops here at Progressive Field. Boy, that's the last thing we need. 4-0 Cleveland.
14,748,
We're in the 7th. 1 out, 1 on. Foster's 1-2. Down and in. 2-2. Didn't chase the slider. Now the 2-2. And DeLauder pops one up. Playable. Shallow left. Mayo, the third baseman, retires DeLauder. 2 down. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network. Tom Hamilton with you on now a threatening night in downtown Cleveland. Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze. 4-0 Cleveland. Jose Ramirez takes a high fastball at 98 miles per hour. The Major League debut of Cameron Foster. Cleveland up 4-0. Parker Messick, a 7-inning no-hitter. Now the 1-0. Inside corner, a strike on a slider, 1-1. In the 8th inning, Parker Messick will face 5, 6, and 7 in the Orioles batting order. Messick, 2 walks. The pitch ripped into right field. Another base hit for Ramirez. Kwan stops at second. And Ramirez with another 2-hit night The 2-run homer, a walk, and now a single. Guardians at first and second. 2 down in the 7th. 4-0 Cleveland. Here's Kyle Mansardo. 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. The KeyBank North Coast Social featuring terrace boxes overlooking the left field line. Access to upscale dining and a premium bar. You can find out more online. Meeting on the mound here as the pitching coach, Drew French, is out there. Prior to Lenny Barker's perfect game in 1981, it had been 4 years since a Cleveland no-hitter. That was Dennis Eckersley threw one. Remember, he was the starter here with the Indians. He threw one in 1977 against the California Angels. Dick Bosman in 74 against the Oakland A's. Sonny Siebert in 1966 against Washington. Two down, 2 on, 4-0 Cleveland. Kyle Mansardo, the batter. The pitch. And it's in there, called strike. Game 1 of a 4-game series with the Birds. What a start to this one here tonight. The next offering. And before it's made, a turn but no throw to first by Cameron Foster. No throw to second, I should say, as he turned and looked back that way. Foster's ready. Here it comes. Almost got him in the back foot with that slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foster's listed at 6'5", 230. He is a big man. And this is just his 4th pro season. Pitched at McNeese State. The pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Yep. Pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Basayo to keep it near him. Everybody stays put. Boy, last year he was splitting time in the minor leagues at 2 different levels. Now his major league debut here tonight in Cleveland. 4-0 Cleveland. Light rain falling. 2 down, 2 on. The look back, the pitch. A swing and a miss. Got him with a back foot slider. Mansardo strikes out. Parker Messick continues his pursuit of a no-hitter. 8th inning next with Cleveland up 4-0 on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
First ball swinging. Samuel Basayo, foul ball near the seats at third. Backhanded grab by Ramirez, up against the netting, falls to the turf there, if you want to call it that, AstroTurf, or more like a rubberized track, and he made a backhanded snow cone catch, slammed into the netting, fell to that rubberized track, and hung on. And now Parker Messick is 5 outs away from a no-hitter. One down on the brilliant catch on the pop foul to the third baseman, Jose Ramirez. Here's Jeremiah Jackson. The right-handed batter takes ball 1, it's high. Parker Messick, 90 pitches through 7 innings. He has struck out 8, walked 2. The kick in the 1-0. Up and in, ball 2, 2-0. Jackson's flied out, struck out. Messick into the motion. Here it comes. High, ball 3, 3-0. And he's kind of mad at himself. Now this is where you're Parker Messick. You've got to take that deep breath, slow yourself down. The pitch, check, swing, strike. Looked like he had the green light. 3-1 to count on Jeremiah Jackson, who's been a revelation for Baltimore. They don't know where they'd be without his play. The pitch to him, and he foul tips it at the plate. Full count. Another thing you got to keep in mind when somebody like a Parker Messick, or anybody else for that matter, is doing what he is doing, throwing a no-hitter. That guy making the calls behind the plate and guiding him. Austin Hedges, as good as it gets in the game. Now the windup by Messick. Now the payoff pitch to Jeremiah Jackson. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Number 9 for Messick. And 4 outs away from history. 2 down in the 8th. Here's Kobe Mayo. Strikeout and a ground out. Right-handed hitter. Messick, the wind and the pitch. Bullseye. 9 strikeouts for Parker Messick, matches a career high. He's now at 97 pitches. Now the kick in the 0-1. Down in the dirt. He is able to get to this part of the game and still be strong because of the minimal effort in the second inning. 7 pitches. Third inning, 8 pitches. 5th inning, 9 pitches. Now the 1-1. Little bit low, ball 2, 2-1. Trying to get him to go after that changeup. And he's had everything working tonight, but he's had everything working since he made his major league debut. Now the 2-1 offering. Swing and a foul at the plate. Came back with another changeup. And Austin Hedges is just absolutely calling a masterful game behind the plate. And the student is listening to the professor. Now stepping out is Mayo. Everybody in this ballpark, and they're not that many, but they know what's at stake. Here's the windup. Here's the 2-2 offering to Kobe Mayo. Swing and a foul upstairs. First base side will do it again at 2-2. Paid attendance 14,748. Similar crowd when Len Barker pitched his perfect game. Now 100,000 say they were there in person. Now the 2-2. Swing and a foul tip. He just barely got a piece of the changeup. His changeup is so devastating to right-handed hitters. The bottom just falls out of it, floating away from the right-handed hitter. And it's why right-handed hitters bat 154 against Messick. Into the motion. Here's the 2-2 delivery. High and wide. Fastball. Full count. 104 pitches for Messick. Well, Stephen Vogt's getting experience now on how to handle a no-hitter. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a foul back. Last year against the Mets in New York, he said, I didn't know who to talk to, where to stand, what to do, when Gavin Williams almost made history. Pete Alonso saw that firsthand with the Mets. Now it's Parker Messick tonight. The pitch. Swung on, a one-hopper to short. Gloved by Rocchio. Guns in the dirt. Backhanded pick by Mansardo. And Parker Messick with a shouting word of encouragement to Brian Rocchio at short. 8 innings of no-hit baseball for the rookie left-hander. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 4-0 Cleveland.
Bettering lives is what you live for. You treat setbacks as a chance to come back stronger. You search for solutions inside and out. And you create new ways to keep moving forward. Because managing a condition is a win worth celebrating. For every care in the world, Cleveland Clinic.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
Service, sacrifice, citizenship. The 3 core pillars of the Bob Feller Act of Valor Foundation. Learn more about Hall of Fame pitcher and Chief Petty Officer Bob Feller's service to his country at actofvaloraward.org.
Cameron Foster in his major league debut, and he's picked tonight when Parker Messick's throwing a no-hitter. 4-0 Cleveland, bottom of the 8th. George Valera, the batter, fouling it back, strike 1. George Valera had a big RBI single earlier tonight. Cleveland 4 runs on 8 hits. The Orioles have been shut out and no hit by Parker Messick through 8. Valera, 2 more hits tonight. Checks on a pitch up high, a ball. And now with the addition of George Valera, you're again seeing the lineup get lengthened as far as threats to do damage. The pitch, a swing and a miss, 2-2. One thing you're looking at with this Cleveland lineup, and again, I know it sounds redundant, this lineup will even be better in June. Here is the pitch to Valera, and he got him swinging. Foster strikes him out to start the 8th. And you see now what Travis Mazzana is doing down below. And I'm not, again, when I always want to make this perfectly clear so nobody thinks you're trying to promote somebody or diss somebody that's on the current major league team. Not at all. Here's Angel Martinez 0 for 3, batting left-handed, taking a called strike. But I mean, let's face it, Travis Mazzana was the first pick in the draft 2 years ago. He's got a chance to be a superstar in the major league level. He's now hitting over 280 with Columbus. He's been red hot. He's just getting better and better. He just needed playing time after being hurt for so much of last year. The pitch, up high, 1-1. Now you see why Chris Antonetti and Mike Chernoff said, look, we need to give a runway for some of these young players to prove themselves because of their potential. The 1-1, high, 2-1. Be it George Valera, be it Chase DeLauder, and be it Travis Mazzana when that time comes. Look what Angel Martinez is now doing. This club is just going to keep getting better, folks. Now the 2-1 delivery to Angel Martinez. Ripped to right, but he hooked it foul. And the count 2-2. In the 9th inning, with Parker Messick trying to complete a no-hitter. Scheduled to bat Leody Taveras, Blaze Alexander, Taylor Ward. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip hung on to. And Martinez strikes out, the 3rd major league strikeout for Cameron Foster.
Tell you what, how did this kid have an ERA of 10.5 on the AAA level? He's got really good stuff. Here's Juan Brito, 0 for 3. Ground out, a couple of strikeouts. 2 down, 8th inning, 4-0 Cleveland. The pitch. Swing by Brito and a pop foul back and out of play. Strike 1. The next delivery. Check swing. Did he go? Pitch down and in. He did not. 1-1. The set and the 1-1 pitch. Waved at it. 1-2. Last August at Citi Field, Gavin Williams had that no-hitter going into the 9th inning before the Juan Soto home run. The pitch down and in. Didn't chase this time. 2-2. Parker Messick will take a no-hitter into the 9th here tonight in Cleveland. The 2-2. Swing and a foul back. Brito fought off the 97-mile-an-hour fastball. 4-0 Cleveland, bottom of the 8th. Everybody's just kind of sitting back, preparing themselves for what may be coming next. The pitch down and in. Good at bat here for Juan Brito. He has really fought off some tough 2-strike pitches and laid off some 2-strike pitches. String is out. Payoff pitch. Fouled it back. We'll do it again. Pitch number 8 will be forthcoming to Juan Brito. Jose Ramirez, 2-run homer to right in the 1st. Stephen Kwan, RBI single in the 5th after the Brian Rocchio double. George Valera, RBI single in the 6th. The pitch, swung on, yanked, foul off the netting down the right side. And this will be at least a 9-pitch at bat. Cameron Foster in his major league debut, he's made 41 pitches. Boy, does he have a promising arm. The pitch, high, and Brito with one of his best at bats since coming up. A 9-pitch walk. And that means Austin Hedges, who's been brilliant behind the plate tonight. As manager Craig Alvarez is going to make a pitching change here with 2 down in the 8th. Cleveland's got a 4-0 lead, and we'll be right back.
When you tell someone what team you cheer for, do they apologize? Does your first childhood memory involve crying on a Jumbotron? Then you may be a fan of a BST or bad sports team. Luckily, when you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, you're protected from things like fire damage caused by violently unplugging the TV. Brand left to the drywall. Visit Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Covered subject to policy terms. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey Cleveland, are you looking to score big with your home equity? Union Home Mortgage will help you unlock the value of your home and fund the promises you've made to yourself and your family. Visit UHM.com and score financial freedom today.
Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229.
Is your roof protecting your home or putting it at risk? Roof damage often starts small and stays unnoticed until it leads to costly repairs. Spartan Storm Shield, a proud partner of the Cleveland Guardians, is offering a free roof analysis covering the 7 most common problem areas. If you want the kind of protection that doesn't leak, the Gold Glove defense in every season, call your local family-owned Spartan Storm Shield. Call 330-SPARTAN to schedule your free roof inspection today. Again, that's 330-772-7826 or visit SpartanStormShield.com.
Enjoy unlimited ballpark classics at your next Guardians game with new Bottomless Bites. These all-you-can-eat tickets include endless hot dogs, chips, popcorn, peanuts, and fountain sodas at select locations throughout Progressive Field. Learn more and get your Bottomless Bites tickets at CLEGuardians.com.
Tyler Wells Wells is coming on now to pitch. He is a right-hander, and he'll work the 8th inning with 2 down, a runner on. Cleveland with a 4-0 lead. Wells making his 9th appearance, no wins, a loss of 5.06 ERA. Wells ERA. Wells fastball, cutter, curve, slider, change. 4-0 Cleveland, but the story is Parker Messick. 8 innings of no-hit baseball. He'll face 8, 9, and 1 in the Orioles lineup in the top of the 9th. Gavin Williams came within 2 outs of a no-hitter against the Mets at Citi Field last August. Parker Messick will try to take it one step further and give Cleveland its first pitched no-hitter in almost 45 years. Right-hander against right-hander. Austin Hedges the batter. Here's the set. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss. Good slider. Strike 1. Wells, another big guy. 6'8", 255. The pitch. Down and away. Boy, you talk about downhill leverage. He's got that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Played at Cal State San Bernardino. The 1-1. Waved at. 1-2. I mean, it can't get much more ominous when you look out around the ballpark. Not as dark a sky as you can imagine, and rain is nearby, and thunderstorms are nearby. The set in the 1-2. Up high, 2-2. Let the fireworks begin after Parker Messick has his shot at creating an historical night on April 16th, 2026. Now the 2-2 pitch. Little bit low, full count on Hedges. So traveling time for Brito at first. Wells is ready. The big right-hander lets it fly. And Hedges swings and misses. Well, it can't get here quick enough, can it, folks? Parker Messick, 3 outs away from a no-hitter. 4-0 Cleveland. 9th is next on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network. Here we go. Parker Messick's pitch swung on, ground ball right side into right field, a base That's it. Leody Tavares breaks up the no-hitter on the first pitch of the ninth inning with a ground ball single between first and second. Not hard hit, but perfectly placed, and a standing ovation from nearly 15,000 at the corner of Carnegie in Ontario. So, the drought continues, and here comes pitching coach Carl Willis. Cade Smith, the Cleveland closer, is warming. It takes nothing away from this incredible performance by Parker Messick. A no-hitter for 8 innings. Last year, Gavin Williams had one for 8 1/3. And a ground ball single the other way by Leody Tavares breaks up the no-hitter here in the ninth inning. And now it's 4-0 Cleveland. Messick at 107 pitches. And Carl Willis just going out there to make sure that, look, I know that you can finish this, but let's just kind of reset. You can imagine the adrenaline and the emotion that can leave you instantly. And here's Blaze Alexander 0 for 2. Parker Messick, the left-hander out of the Tampa, Florida area, delivers, and it's waved at, strike one. Now this kid's something, folks. Despite not getting a no-hitter tonight, this is his 4th start this year. He has given up 1 run all year. The pitch waved at. Another great changeup. Okay, folks, think who Parker Messick has faced this year. The Dodgers, the Cubs, the Atlanta Braves, and now Baltimore. 1 run allowed. Now the 0-2 delivery. Swing and a foul back will do it again. Parker Messick has never pitched beyond 7 innings until tonight. He's matched a career high 9 strikeouts. The left-hander's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. High 1-2. Now the question for the manager is, do I let him go any further? 110 pitches and counting. If you're Stephen Vogt, boy, these are tough calls. The 1-2 offering. Swung on, line drive, base hit to center. I think the decision's been made with that hit. Stopping at second is Tavares. Alexander with a second hit in the inning. Here comes Voter, and this crowd will let you know what they think of the effort from Parker Messick. They rise to their feet again here at Progressive Field. His night is over. What an absolutely brilliant performance by Parker Messick. He gives the baseball to Stephen Vogt, and a thunderous ovation coming to the third base dugout. Parker Messick. He takes his cap off, tips it to the crowd. Folks, after tonight, Parker Messick is no longer going to be a well-kept secret here in Northeast Ohio. Guardians with a 4-0 lead. We'll be back.
Is your roof protecting your home or putting it at risk? Roof damage often starts small and stays unnoticed until it leads to costly repairs. Spartan Storm Shield, a proud partner of the Cleveland Guardians, is offering a free roof analysis covering the 7 most common problem areas. If you want the kind of protection that doesn't leak, the Gold Glove defense in every season, call your local family-owned Spartan Storm Shield. Call 330-SPARTAN to schedule your free roof inspection today. Again, that's 330-772-7826 or visit SpartanStormShield.com.
Rocked high in the air, deep right. Perez back at the wall. He's out of room. It's out of here. Jose Ramirez has put the Guardians in front 3-1.
Hey, Guards fans, Matt Underwood here. Rick, Andre, and I will be calling games all season long on CLEGuardians.tv, presented by Progressive. Subscribe now to watch every Guards game for just $99.99, subject to national exclusivities. Find out more at CLEGuardians.tv.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Here's Cade Smith, top of the order, 2 on, 4-0 Cleveland, 9th inning, and Taylor Ward fouling back the first pitch. This does become a save situation for Cade Smith. In 9 outings, 2 wins, 3 saves, ERA of 5. The pitch backed him off the plate, good-looking front door slider, and the count 0-2. And the batter, Taylor Ward's challenging that call. He thought it was a ball. He was wrong. It's a strike. Tell you what, home plate umpire Carlos Torres has had a great night. He's been right. The challengers have been wrong on both sides. Smith checks second. The big right-hander lets it fly. Missed inside, a ball. For Cade Smith, the issues this year, nothing wrong with the velocity, but he's not had the same command and execution of the split and slider. The pitch swung on, fouled back. There was a slider there that got too much of the plate. And they count 1 ball, 2 strikes on the dangerous Taylor Ward, 0 for 2 with a walk. Still doesn't have a home run. That's hard to fathom. The pitch. Bounced the split in there. Good block by Hedges. Taylor Ward a year ago had 36 homers in Anaheim and 103 RBIs and 31 doubles. Traded for pitcher Grayson Rodriguez, who still is hurt, hasn't pitched for the Angels. Now the 2-2 inside and almost hit him, and all of a sudden it's a full count. So for Cade Smith, boy, this is a big moment right here. This game's far from over now. And the flags are nearly snapping off the flagpoles the way the wind is picked up. Storm activity is nearby. The 3-2 delivery. Swung on, drilled over the head of Brito into right center, a base hit. Everybody moves up 1 because they had to make sure the ball wasn't caught. That was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and Ward was all over it. And the Orioles down 4, having been no-hitted for 8 innings, bring the tying run to the plate in the dangerous Gunnar Henderson. Henderson 0 for 3, but leads Baltimore with 6 home runs. And if you get a ball up in the air to right now, you might land it in the third deck the way the wind is howling. The pitch, waved at. That was a good split. Henderson was way out in front. Infield double play depth. Outfield deep, straight up. The 0-1. Bullseye, nothing into the count. That was the heater. Now does Cade Smith trust that split to go back to it? Up in the count 0-2. He's ready. Here it comes. Check swing on a high fastball. Henderson almost went around. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tavares at third. Alexander at second. Ward at first. Nobody out. 9th inning. The next offering. Swung on, hit high. Deep to right center. Back on the track. Valera makes the catch. Tagging and scoring Tavares. Tagging going to third is Alexander. Oh, Gunnar Henderson just missed a grand slam. And it's now a 4-1 game. Runners at the corners, 1 down. And when it got up that high into the wind, there were more than a few beating hearts in that third base dugout. Here's Pete Alonso.
He swings, lines one to deep right toward the corner. This ball is off the top of the wall. In to score is Alexander. Throw to third, in sliding head first is Ward. Pete Alonso with a double. And the Orioles are far from done. It's a 4-2 ball game, and the Orioles with runners at second and third and only one down. And Pete Alonso just missed a 3-run homer down that right field line. We'll get a pinch hitter for Jonathan Rodriguez. This will be Colton Cowser, and onto the mound is pitching coach Carl Willis. And this has had a complete change of complexion to this game. Again, everybody was anticipating a potential historic night when the ninth inning began. And Parker Messick on the first pitch of the inning gave up a base hit the other way to Leody Tavares. Blaze Alexander followed with a single to center. That was it for Parker Messick. Cade Smith gave up a single to Taylor Ward. Gunnar Henderson with a deep drive to the warning track in right center for a sac fly. Pete Alonso with an RBI double down the right field line. Here's Colton Cowser. The pitch is in there, a strike. The infield is back for the left-handed hitter. 4-2 Cleveland. Birds at second and third with one down. The set, the pitch. Swing and a sliced foul to left. And again, Cade Smith is getting ahead in the count. The problem right now has been the put-away pitch. Colton Cowser batting .216, no homers, 3 RBIs. Ward at third, Alonso at second, infield back the 0-2. A little bit high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wow. On deck, another dangerous hitter, and Samuel Basayo. Now the 1-2. Swing and a foul back. Boy, he is sticking with the fastball here. Now the key for Cade Smith is location of that fastball. He's got an upper 90s fastball, but if the hitter's sitting on it, then location's going to be critical. The pitch. Down and in. He didn't go after the split. Levels the count at 2-2. And 17 pitches here for Cade Smith. The right-hander's ready. Hands chest high, lets it fly. Swung on, socked high in the air, medium deep left center. Quan and Martinez. Quan, the center fielder, with a catch everybody holds. It wasn't deep enough. So Cowser is out, number 2. And center fielder Stephen Quan in left center grabbing it. And again, if you're the Orioles, could you have tagged and taken a chance to score? Sure. But that one run isn't the difference. You can't get thrown out at the plate. No need to chance it. Now the last hope for the Orioles, down 2 with runners at second and third. Left-handed slugging Samuel Basayo. The pitch, and he chops one to second. Diving backhanded grab by Brito. Throws from right field. Got him. Ball game. Oh, what a play by Brito. Diving towards second and shallow right with a backhand. And from the seat of his pants threw out Basayo. Wow. What a ninth inning. Talk about a range of emotions. Cleveland wins it 4-2.
This is the call of the Australian rubberbird.
Snap! Snap!
This is the call of the Alaskan chili bird.
Jeez, it's cold. Jeez, it's cold. Jeez, it's cold.
And this is the call of the marathon mascot bald eagle, Max.
Hi, it's Max.
Hello.
Did you know you could save up to $1 a gallon with the Marathon Rewards app?
No. Thanks for the call.
Marathon, where fun runs on full.
Available at participating Marathon locations. Terms and conditions apply. See marathonrewards.com for details.
Hi, I'm Pat Moran, owner of Window World and a proud partner of the Cleveland